Hi, is it better to have a security system or a camera system? What's the difference between those two? When would I use one over the other? What are some differences in cost? Is there a discount that I can get on my insurance by having a system? Is it better to have a DIY system or a professionally installed system? We're going to answer some of those questions today. Okay, so let's talk about some of the differences. So with a security or intrusion detection system, there are detection sensors that are used. Sensors such as door, window contacts, motion detectors, glass break detectors are all used to detect an intrusion of some sort. Those systems are operated or armed and disarmed using a keypad and sometimes a mobile app. Security systems are monitored by a monitoring center who receive those alarm signals, notify the authorities, and then go down a call list to notify the end users. Those systems can sometimes be used to control basic home automation devices such as lights, locks, and thermostats. So with a camera system or a video surveillance system, they're designed to observe and then collect evidence. They do so by recording footage from cameras, either video and or sometimes audio. Those systems can also be programmed to send alerts based on motion or analytics events. Events such as person detection or vehicle detection are very commonly used. Those systems can also be monitored by a 24-hour monitoring center. When would I use one over the other? Well, simply put, an alarm system is designed to protect against injury or property damage, whereas a video surveillance system is designed to observe an incident and then create footage or evidence that can be used for litigation purposes or perhaps even insurance claims. So what are some things that affect cost? Well, with an alarm system or security system, size is a big factor. How many sensors are being used? How many keypads? Sirens, other optional modules can all affect the cost of the system. Another big factor is whether or not you've got a hardwire system versus a wireless system. So there's a big difference there in the cost. With hardwire systems, you tend to spend more money on labor because of the cost of having to run all the cable from the CPU to all the different sensor locations. Same thing with the keypad cabling. However, with hardwire, the cost of the actual devices, this detection sensors themselves, is less. And also your service costs later down the line are less because with a hardwire system, it's more reliable. There's no batteries to have to worry about. With a wireless system, there's less labor cost. However, there's a higher cost on the parts. The cost of the devices themselves are more than hardwire devices. Also, you're going to potentially have higher service costs down the line when you need things like battery changes, or if you have a failure with a wireless sensor, if a sensor doesn't work properly, or you have a signal degradation issue. With intrusion device systems, there's also the monthly monitoring, and if you have mobile app control, then there's going to be costs associated with that. With a camera system, that too is affected by size. So the number of cameras, the quality of the cameras, what kind of resolution of the cameras, what kind of lenses are being used, additional mounts to make the camera system work. So you've got also storage is a factor. So what is your retention period? How long do you need to store a video? 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, all those will affect your cost. And then much like an alarm system, there's a difference in hardwire versus wireless. So with hardwire cameras, there is more cost on labor to run the cable to the cameras. However, they're much more reliable systems. Your costs on your parts are going to be about the same if it's a wireless camera or hardwire camera. But it's also, with a hardwire system, extremely reliable. Wireless, you'll save money on the labor. Costs for parts are about the same. However, your reliability is affected. So your costs for service later down the line could be an issue. And with camera systems, there are monthly costs with that as well. There's cloud management fees and perhaps storage of the video fees associated with that as well. Let's talk about discounts on insurance. With a intrusion system, if you have a residential system, you can realize discounts on your insurance, your homeowner's insurance, by having that alarm system. However, in commercial applications, there are no discounts available by having a security system. There may sometimes, depending on the type of business, may be an insurance requirement to have one. However, it's just a requisite, and there's really no discount available for that. With video surveillance systems, there's typically no discounts on your insurance that are available if you have that. Which brings us to, should I use a DIY system or a professionally installed system? Well, with a DIY system, it's ideal for those with a small budget. However, the person installing would be required to have a moderate amount of technical expertise. The parts are typically purchased from a retail store or an online store. And oftentimes there's inadequate technical support offered by either the supplier or the manufacturer for those products and those systems, which can make it very tricky to install. The end user also would have to identify and troubleshoot issues later down the line as they come up. And there's also the warranty work. So if there's any kind of warranty issue, the end user would have to be responsible for removing the piece of equipment, sending it in to the supplier or the manufacturer. Now, in terms of businesses or commercial applications, a DIY system could be very complicated and or hazardous. Getting up on very tall ladders sometimes to put in cameras and other types of alarm system equipment could put the end user into peril. For a professionally installed system, this is preferred for someone with a larger budget. So a professionally installed company would take care of the design, the installation, the ongoing service and maintenance. Professional company would also provide that ongoing support whenever there's issues or questions that may come up later down the line. Professional company would also take care of and maintain the warranty work as well, and oftentimes can offer extended warranties. And then lastly, a professional company is typically licensed, bonded, and insured, which is also very important in case there is any kind of issues that come up during installation or later. I hope that helps you understand some of the differences and similarities between camera systems and security systems, some of the differences in cost, when to use one over the other, insurance considerations, and when would it be best to use a DIY system versus a professionally installed system. If you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to us by clicking on the link below. Take care.